Hey everyone, it's Jon Xue Zhang here, aka Ram Man from Masters of the Universe. You are watching Comic Connoisseur with Michael.
So hey John, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm really good, Michael. More importantly, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm more excited now that I got you here, so I can ask you all these Master of the Universe behind the scene questions and stuff like that. So, what got you into acting, if you don't want me asking?
So, when I was a kid, I come from a martial arts background. Back in 1993 is when I first started training, and martial arts split into three categories. You've got fighting, health, and performance. And I was competing a lot as a kid, and I always knew that down the line I wouldn't be competing for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
So, I'd still train for self-defense. I train for health,
Yeah,
but also, you know, I really wanted to perform for a living, especially as, all my on-screen heroes, you got Jet Li, Jackie Chan,
yeah,
Bruce Lee. When I was watching what they were doing, I thought, well, they're not actually fighting each other. They just look
yes.
cool. So I thought if I could get into acting someday, then, I mean, my dream was always to be a superhero. And if I couldn't be a real life superhero, I would settle for playing one in a film. So, especially as my brother and I, we had all the, comics. We read all the comics. We watched all the cartoons. We had
Yeah,
all the action figures. So when we did like our martial arts training, it was always a bit of a role playing kind of thing. He'd always let me be the hero and he'd be the villain. So it was always a dream to be an actor,
yeah,
and I knew that martial arts was probably going to be my vehicle into that. So I started off doing stunt work. And I my first film was 47 Ronin. We filmed it in 2010, 2011,
that was
which came
that
out in
was that was
2014.
the Keanu Reeves film, right?
Right, yeah. Oh,
Yes, I
very
remember
good.
watching
Very
that
good.
film.
Yeah. So, I worked as a stunt performer for a number of years,
Yeah.
but acting was what I always wanted to do.
Mhm.
And just to be a superhero, So I thought, when I booked the role to be the stunt double for Gilgamesh in Marvel Eternals, I thought this is a dream come true. My gosh, this is incredible. And especially as I was doubling for Don Lee, who's one of my favorite actors, he's one of my heroes.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking maybe one day, I will be able to play a superhero, the way he does, and
Yeah.
he was everybody's favorite on set. He was such a nice guy. I thought
Yeah.
so, he set really good examples. And
Yeah.
that's really what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So fast forward, 2022, I booked a job called The Brother's Son, which is on Netflix.
Yeah.
And a couple years later, I booked the role of Ram Man for Masters of the Universe. And we
Yeah.
spent half of last year filming it, and now it's out.
Now, speaking of Ram Man, what drew you to that role of the character?
I had the action figures, and so my research for the role when I got the script from my agents was
Yeah.
my research for it really was calling my brother to nerd out first and
Okay.
foremost, and then
Yeah.
sourcing the old action figures and from eBay, and also watching the cartoons again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was yeah. So I was super excited about it. So my research for the role was very much reliving my childhood.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. You know what I mean? Because for me, just like you, I'm from an acting background as well. So, just like how you are, I've always imagined and dreamed to play a superhero role. I would love to play Black Panther, but that's been taken away. So that opportunity is taken. But there's other heroes that I admire and drawn to as well. So when I saw you on screen in as Ram Man, you were just remarkable. Like
Oh,
you embodied the character well. The mindset and the physicality of it was very well represented, shall I say. So thank you for that as well. So for people that can fan of Masters Universe, you've done us an honor. Trust me. So, what was it like doing your own stunt? Because you did, I bet you did your own stunts, right, for the film,
yeah.
or you had a stunt double.
No stun double, no stun double.
Oh
And
wow.
so for me, I'll always say I'll do as much as I can for as long as I can.
Yeah,
Whilst I'm still capable of doing it, I'll do as much as I can. So There was a lot of wire work, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. At least when you're doing screen fighting, you are in
Yeah,
control of everything that you do, the
yeah,
way you move, the way you react. With the wire work, you have to work very closely with a good team.
yeah.
And we had an incredible team on Masters, especially as coming from a stunt background.
Hmm.
Most of the stunt performers were my friends. Like we've worked together before,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, it was a real honor to fight my own friends and for them to let me win for once.
But I think they had no choice in this matter. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let John win this time. You know what I mean? So, like, because my friend Dexter cosplayed you as well at
Yes.
so yeah, seeing you guys there at the premiere, butting heads together, that made me
Oh,
smile. You know what I'm saying? I was like a kid at Christmas, just looking at it, I go, is anyone taking a picture of this? But it
you
was
know what?
amazing. It was really amazing seeing
Oh,
you.
thank you, thank you. It was so wonderful seeing Dex in the outfit because I saw him. I went into the IMAX
Yeah,
already, and on the screen there was a live stream
yeah, yeah.
of all the going outside, and I saw uh, someone cosplaying as Ram Man. I thought, okay, I need to get myself back out there. I need to get myself back out there. And I pointed at him, and it's so funny. He's got a photo of me pointing at him, and I've got a photo of him taking a photo of me. It's
Yeah, I see that on my
incredible.
stories as well. That was freaking amazing. I couldn't stop
Well,
laughing. The fact that I was so, for me, I found that so entertaining because I was like, this is funny. I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this. So I'm seeing the whole thing behind the scenes and up front. And what makes me warm more is the fact that I'm seeing my friends doing this because, like, all my friends are on screen cosplaying these characters. And you guys, as the actors, are thinking, "Oh my God, they actually are celebrating us. You know, we need to give them their flowers and celebrate them as well." And you guys did that very remarkably well, which was quite, very warming as well, very genuine as well, which is so beautiful. So thank you guys for that.
thank you. I mean, it's such an honor seeing people cosplay as
Mm.
the characters that we portrayed
Yeah.
in the film. It's especially as when I'm seeing Troy, for instance, in his He-Man outfit,
Yeah.
in his costume, and the shape he got into was
Hmm.
phenomenal. And I'm like, okay, this isn't just you putting on the costume, that this is you actually having to diet down
Yeah, for 12
and
weeks. You done a cut for 12 weeks. Yeah,
incredible. And
exactly.
I was telling my best friend who sat next to me, I said, that dude might as well step on stage and compete. He's in incredible shape.
In Masters Universe, there's very unique characters. So, how did you manage to stand out from everyone else doing your thing as well? Because obviously, we have He-Man, we have Man at Arms, we have Mechanic, and there's you, Ram Man. So, how did you stand out, even from Cringer walking beside you guys as well? So, it's quite interesting as well that you managed to keep embody the character, the physicality of it all, the look, your outfit, your costume was amazing.
I'd say I'm the shortest cast member, male
Mm.
cast member, that is.
Yeah,
So there was definitely a discrepancy in height
yeah.
on set because you got Mechanic, you got Triclops, Mossman,
Hmm.
Trapjaw.
Hmm.
These guys are like 6'5" plus, and
Yeah,
then of course you got Thor Bjornsson who's 6'9".
yeah.
Everybody is absolutely enormous.
Mm.
So, I stood out by, being the shortest, I suppose, but
No, but
more
if you
compact.
go by it in the cartoons and everything like that, Ram Man was short as well, but yet he was the most powerful. And for me, I
Yeah.
found that quite interesting. You know what I mean? So the fact that you were there, still embodying it, because to me on the screen, your energy was huge.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So that's up to me a lot. Someone animated a scene of your life. What would be the most biggest turning point?
Hmm. Hmm. That's a, that's a really great question. Um, well, there's always a lot of ups and downs because I say to people, my successes are known, but my failures are not.
Hmm.
And when you see someone doing well,
Yeah,
for instance, you don't see the hills that they climbed.
yeah,
So a lot of people tend to want the view, but not the climb to get there.
yeah.
Um, but that's the thing. I'm happy to always share my failures with people, because it's not always sunshine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of rain that comes with it. And as an actor, I'm sure you can relate where you audition so much,
Oh, yeah,
and you know what I mean. And out of I'd say let's say 100. self-tapes, for instance, you
Mhm.
might book one or two jobs, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's very much uh, keeping your head down for the grind, but your chin up for a healthy mind. So I say if it's a scene, then it's you've got to showcase the highs and with the lows. You know what I mean? And you can only appreciate the highs if you've had the lows.
Yeah. No, I heard that definitely. Speaking of acting and stuff like that, is there anything that you want to say that's encouraging to for the actors that look at you and aspire to be somewhere following your footsteps and stuff?
I'd say keep that dream alive because not now does not mean not ever. When you're working in your craft, you need to be, when you're not working in your craft, you need to be working on your craft. And I always think that the world is big enough for everyone to have what they want to achieve and more.
Mm,
And, not every opportunity is the right one for you.
mm,
Of course, you can pour your heart and soul into an audition and everything.
mm,
And I say to actors, when you're going in for that audition, or if you're doing a self-tape, act as if you've already got it. Act as if you're already on set,
mm.
because um, let's say you book the job, you're gonna have to perform this on the day anyway. So you might as well act as if you've already got it and come in with that confidence. That's so, so important. And I'd also say, if you don't book a job, it's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of you. I remember not booking a job once because my eyebrows were too friendly, whatever that means. I'd also say though, when you are if you have a goal, I mean, you have to treat your dreams like goals. Because
Mm.
if you treat your goals like dreams, you're not going to work towards them.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mindset shift. And I'd always say, if you give yourself an arbitrary number like 100, I'm happy to fail 100 times.
Yeah.
And and if the 101st audition I get is the one that I book, then it's like I'm excited for every rejection that I get until that point. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, not this one. It's very much the sat nav theory. Just because you missed a turning, the sat nav doesn't judge you. It just tells you to reroute. You know what I mean? It's you'll get there
I like
eventually.
that. I like that.
Mm.
I'm stealing that, but I like it. No, it's true. I like that. I like that because with me, in terms of acting, my acting teacher or teachers have always told me it's not a marathon, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Take your time,
Absolutely.
Michael, pace yourself. There's times where you probably fall, pick yourself back
Yeah,
up, continue your journey. And I
absolutely.
find it quite difficult. There's times where I'm seeing my peers on screen
Yeah.
doing their thing and I get disheartened, but it
Yeah.
doesn't deter me. It just pushes me further to carry on doing what I'm doing, but also celebrate them and their wins as well. You know what I mean?
100%. Because
Yeah.
another analogy that I really love is the popcorn analogy,
Yeah.
where all the kernels under the same heat, they
Yeah.
all pop at different times. We all progress at different times. So I think if you keep working on what you're on your craft, and when you're cooking popcorn, under that heat, uh, they all the kernels pop at different times. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
the time is coming, and I say to people, it's not to be disheartened, you know what I mean? Because it's too easy to be disheartened by this. It's like when I first started out, doing stunt work, for instance, there wasn't enough work. So I had to do a lot of full-time jobs, part-time jobs, evening jobs, and weekend jobs.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of student films. I did so many. I did so, so, so many student films. And a lot of my friends were doing TV commercials and films, and I was always so so happy for them because you know what? It's possible. It just hasn't happened for me yet, and it
Mm.
was just having that mindset. Um, but you know what? I always say, my successes are known, but my failures are not. So I'm always
Yeah.
happy to talk about those because
Yeah.
it's never been a smooth ride. It's
Mm.
never been a smooth ride, and the less smooth it is, the more turbulent it is, it builds you as a character. And everything you do in life that is not film related prepares you for your life as an actor anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's all character building for sure. And if you work other jobs,
Mm.
great. I've certainly worked in jobs where I work behind a desk and everything. And then, I have an acting role where I'm having to work behind a desk. You know what I mean? It's didn't have to research this one so much because I've done the job.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I'd say, working these other side hustles and everything, these are good things. These
Yeah.
are really, really good things. It just gives you more life experience.
Let's go to Masters Universe. So, is there any behind the scenes memories that you have that you want to share with us, the audience and stuff? Because I'll be honest with you, I would like to know.
You know what? We all got on so, so well. I mean, it was always so much fun. Like Mechanic, for instance, James Wilkinson,
Yeah.
him and I, we were friends before Masters. So
Okay.
when I saw that he got when I saw his headshot on the call sheet, when I came in for a costume fitting, I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be great, And
Yeah.
with the nature of Masters, because it's based off a cartoon.
Hmm.
I already know this is going to be a lot of fun, to work on.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of like, behind the scenes moments, I'm sure there's a lot of outtakes that we may never see, but it's just some of those moments that you steal. And, you know, I tried to take a few selfies with people and everything. I most recently posted some group selfies with the cast members, which,
Yeah.
to be honest, at the time, it's not always easy to get your phone out and take a photo,
Yeah.
but it lasts forever when you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to respect that NDA. But for sure,
Yeah.
I'd say, I mean, there are a few fight sequences that didn't make the final cut. So it's
Fight
I
sequences
was
that
like,
you were involved in, yeah?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I want to know. Tell us the fight sequences that you were in. At least share. Can you share? Or how many
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
scenes
yeah.
were you in?
Yeah, so the establishing scene when Skeletor's troops are attacking Eternia,
Yeah.
it's you see me walk out my establishing scene, I jump up and then I headbutt a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Um, there was another fight sequence after that where I'm fighting a group of them.
Yeah.
We all
Okay.
had individual fight sequences. Um, and there's one move I do where one of them tries to swipe my leg and I evade it by, jumping upwards, spinning horizontally 1.5 times, landing against the wall and flying off. And we spent weeks rehearsing that.
Yeah.
And it's not in the final cut, but I hope it might be in a director's cut or an extended cut because it's one of the coolest things I ever did.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing that because knowing that it might turn out some way somehow. You know what I mean? Because Masters has been well, I've seen it twice so far in cinema. Well, I've seen it twice before it came out in cinema,
Mm.
but I've enjoyed it the time at the premiere. I enjoyed it at the press screening for it, and it still has me. And I was like, you know what, this is a great film. This is a great film
Oh,
because for me, I'm from the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. So seeing that film come to life, what the action, all the stuff that the
mm.
toys I've played with, the show I've watched, and even the comics I've read, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's so wonderful to hear because it's a lot of the cast and crew were there was so much love and
Mm.
effort and care and due diligence. It's like when I met Travis, for instance, for the first time
Mhm.
and went into his office, it was filled with memorabilia and action figures. And I'm like,
Oh wow.
"Oh." And when I sat down with him and he spoke about his vision, and he was so passionate and it was so inspiring. I thought this guy knows, he gets it, and he's into all of it. Like
Mm.
I'm a big science fiction nerd, for instance.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember what the reference was, but I made a little Star Trek reference under my breath or something, and he chuckled. And I looked at him, I said, are you a Star Trek fan? He goes, yeah, what was your first clue? Oh.
No, I
But that's
like
the
that.
thing, in this film, we really found our tribe, It was
Yeah.
everybody was so like-minded and everybody was in that gym.
You know what? I've seen a bunch of pictures of you guys just working out. I think to myself, wow, you guys. Some like, for example, Camila Mendes as Tila. I'm just seeing her just doing the reps in her costume. I was like, whoa, in costume. And I'm like, okay, I'm impressed. There's also you and who was it? The guy who plays Fisto, John. Your John,
Johannes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Johannes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You and him in the gym, guys just lifting up weights together. I was thinking, okay, cool. Who's got the biggest guns? Okay, cool. We get it. You know what I mean? But it's just so entertaining just seeing that and I have never seen that so many behind the scenes shots taken
Mm.
before. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I feel like I'm involved in this now. So yeah, it's great.
Well, that's the thing. It's the fans that are so important. You know, the fans that love this. That's one of the most important things here,
Mm.
and getting that engagement with the fans. I've responded to as many DMs as I can as well.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with like all the gym tra we bonded over gym training. A lot of us because it was like we were in the gym, and sometimes we'd message each other. Like, do I look okay? It's stuff like that. And it
Yeah.
was such a supportive group. And I think, like, whilst I didn't have any scenes with Sam C. Wilson, who plays Trapjaw,
Yeah.
we would message each other a lot, and
Yeah.
we would see each other at the gym, and he did incredibly well because he put on so much muscle,
Yeah.
and and he was like built like an ox,
Yeah.
and with Nick Galatine, when I first met him to when I saw him again, where he had put on a lot of weight, and
Yeah.
then when I saw him again, where he had to cut the weight, and just a sheer dedication, man, I got to say, that transformation, not just in the film, but that transformation in person, seeing it with my own eyes,
Mm.
wasn't just physical, it wasn't mental, it was spiritual. My
Okay.
gosh, like he put in so much work, and I'm so, so proud of him because that is, I've been weightlifting for 24 years, so I know how difficult it is to put on muscle,
Hmm.
and it's so much work for so little gain. And he did incredibly well. Same with Camila Mendez. She, when I see her doing her side lateral raises, her curls, and honestly, and when you see her in the shots of the final cut, and you just see the muscles, I'm so proud. I'm so so proud because it's like when I see anyone put on just a little bit of muscle at the gym.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. It is one of the most gratifying things to see because it is delayed gratification. It's so
Yes.
much work for so little. And when people dedicate so much of their time and towards training and nutrition, and they see the results that they're deserving of, oh my gosh, it's really heartwarming for me to see.
Nah, I bet. This is a Ram Man question now. Do you know his real name? Because Adam gives him all these type of nicknames and everything like that, but he doesn't know their names. So
Yeah,
what is Ram
yeah.
Man's real name?
Crass.
Yes! Oh, see, not many people know that, but the fact that you know that, you're a true Ram Man. Yeah, you are Ram Man.
I wouldn't be a good ram man if I didn't know his own name.
Yeah, because like some people are just like, oh, what does he have a name? I thought he's just called Ram Man. Nope, it's Crass. And I purposely omitted it out from the video that I did of you because I thought to myself, if I ever get a chance to do a kind of press junket with you, I'll ask you that question. And yeah, you pass with flying colors. But that's it, guys. You see me interview Ram Man himself. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.